Hey, Cam, just what was it like yesterday morning, especially getting the news that you were going to start? How soon did you know?
As soon as I woke up, right before breakfast, my coach called me. Probably like 10 minutes after I woke up, he told me, "You're up today. Just like we talked about earlier in the season, you're one play, one mishap away from being the guy." So I was blessed enough to get the opportunity, and he called me, and I told him I'm ready.
On going into it, what were your nerves like? What were you feeling before that first snap?
I didn't have any nerves, to be honest. Just through this whole process, it's been a privilege to sit behind Harry and sit behind X and be able to learn so much from them. So I didn't have any nerves, knowing that I put on all the preparation and all the work that I possibly could to, if whenever my name was called, to be able to go in there and make something happen and be able to fill in and do my job at the end of the day. So I didn't have any nerves, just because I knew and I was confident in my preparation. Whether it's a couple weeks ago, whether it's this week, every week I prepare like a starter, and being able to watch Harry and watch X, I learned so much just being able to listen and hear their conversations and see what they do on the field and practicing in the game. So it's just watching them just helped me out so much.
Matthew, followed by Joe.
Hey Cam, at what point did you start to feel comfortable with playing safety, making that transition from being a college corner to safety?
I'd say preseason is what really helped, because there's nothing like getting real game reps. So preseason, I was able to make a lot of good mistakes as far as like things that I made a mistake at, and I'd be like, okay, now I can't mess that up anymore because it happened in the game. I'm able to see it. So just the amount of reps I was able to get during preseason is when I really start to feel like, okay, I'm starting to get a feel for this. I'm starting to understand what my role as a safety versus being a corner, what I'm so used to. But yeah, just the amount of reps I was able to get in preseason is what helped me the most.
Cam, you had a knack for breaking on the ball and getting the ball in the air when you were in college. You get a pick in your first start in the NFL. Describe it. What was that like?
I was just thanking God. It was the craziest feeling ever. It didn't feel real, just because it still hasn't hit me that I'm in the NFL. Like, I don't know if it ever will, but at the end of the day, football's football. So I went out there and I was expecting to make a play, but as soon as we saw that all week, that same route all week in practice. So I was like, if I'm gonna get that opportunity, I got to come down with it. That's why I had to reach, stretch out for that ball, try and come down with it, and I did. There's no way I was gonna let that opportunity slip.
If I could follow up, do you have those great hands? Is that one of your strengths?
Oh, I would say so.
Sam?
Yeah, Cam, if you could just shed a little more light, sort of technically, on the difference between safety and corner, because I imagine the thought process is pretty different when you're watching the play unfold in front of you as a safety, and as a corner, you often have your back to the quarterback. So just what are some of those technical differences you have to consider?
One thing I had to break out of just my muscle memory of being a corner is my eyes. As a corner, you're so locked in. Half the time you're in man coverage, and other times you're on the edge, so your vision is a lot easier because you're looking from outside in. But at safety, now my vision has to see the whole field. I have to see the formation, how that folds out pre-snap. And then once the ball snaps, I got to be able to see guys coming, crossing routes, overs, everything coming from both sides of the field. So that's probably the biggest thing that I had to adjust to, is getting my vision right. And it's still a process and still something I'm working on, just being able to see and have big vision and not see too much to where I ended up just paralysis by analysis and just not seeing anything at all. So it's always a fine line in between getting your vision right, but knowing exactly what to see as a safety now versus corner. You're locked in on your guy, your man coverage, or you're just in cover two as a corner in the flats. But there's a lot more vision at safety.
John?
Yeah. After your interception, they kind of, penned it on the screen with the yellow marker, and I'm wondering when you feel comfortable jumping. I mean, you obviously knew that was the route. Do you wait till you see the quarterback wind up, or when do you know, like, okay, this is coming?
Well, in that coverage, I'd stay on the backside, help out the corner, make sure make sure the corner's not left out to dry. Obviously, you can see on the film we're in middle open coverage, so every offense is gonna try and attack the middle of the field. So as soon as I saw the quarterback look me off and then go back to the front side, that's when I knew I was free game to break, and that's when me and Xavier, we both had it viced, and if I didn't make the play, he would have made the play on that. So that was just a good job on both safeties and the whole secondary doing their job, and was able to free me up for the play.
If I could follow, what does look me off mean? Does he?
So is he
trying to fake you out there?
Yeah, he's just trying to hold me, look at me, make sure I'm staying on my side of the field. Because when you watch the film, you see I had to cross the whole field. So he would look at me, try and make me stay in that area. Then as soon as he looks the other way, that's where he's gonna go. So as soon as he stopped looking at me and looked at the tight end that he was trying to throw to, that's when I knew I was free game to break.
Thanks.
Eric, followed by Andrew.
Hey, Cam. I'm just wondering how you're feeling physically. I mean, I think the defense was on the field yesterday for 98 snaps. I know it was your first start, but how do you think the transition, I guess, is going to go going from Baltimore out to L.A., for the defense, knowing you guys were just on the field for over 45 minutes?
I think, obviously, this is my first game in the NFL playing a heavy load, 98 snaps, so my body's feeling it, but I think our coaches and strength staff and even the trainers, they all do a good job of keeping our bodies right. So the fact that we are in there lifting today, getting that movement, I feel good now. It's like I'm ready to practice. So I think that's the story for the whole team. We do everything we can during the week to get our bodies right and basically fix ourselves and be ready to go at 100% by next Sunday. So I don't think it's the amount of snaps we got is gonna affect us at all.
It said it's surreal to even be in the NFL, but you're gonna, I think, be the starter now this upcoming week here moving forward. So what's it going to be like, just kind of going through that actual preparation, taking all the first team reps instead of just kind of mentally walking through it?
I don't think anything's going to change, just because my preparation through this whole season, this whole time I've been preparing like a starter, watching a bunch of tape as if I'm starting, and most of the games I think I've only had defensive snaps in 2 other games this whole year, but every single week I'm preparing as if I'm starting. So I don't think my preparation is going to change at all. Obviously, mentally, you have to be even more locked in knowing that you're going to play. So that's just subconsciously you're going to be way more focused. But this whole time I've put in the work every single week as if I'm playing, and just in case. And I didn't know I was playing until the morning of the game. And I'm just glad my preparation was on point this whole time, so I didn't have to fill in and not be somebody that's being held, the defense can hold accountable. So I was glad I was able to be dependable for my team.
Hey, just a couple of quick ones for you, Cam. What's the significance of going back to California this week? Where obviously you played college ball, that's where you're from. Are you going to have a lot of family in attendance?
Yep, I have a lot of family because it's in SoCal, so we only live like 45 minutes away from the stadium. So a lot of my family will be there, excited to see them. They're excited to see me play. But at the end of the day, I'm not worried about them when I'm on the field. I'm trying to play ball and I'm trying to win a game. So all that's just external motivation that I don't really focus on.
Sure. And then just a quick follow-up, kind of unrelated. I guess what made safety such a good fit for you as opposed to corner? Because you had so many reps at corner in college. Mm-hmm. At what point did you believe that was a good transition?
I never had any doubts about it, just because I know my preparation is always going to be there, and my will, and just me being a student of the game. And I think that's the best thing that's helped me, the fact that when I was a corner, I was still learning the whole defense, still trying to be a student of the game, just trying to learn the whole defense, learn every position. So now that I have the reps under my belt with preseason and all these practice reps, I think it's all coming together now, as far as like I keep saying, preparation and getting the reps and being a student of the game. That makes any transition possible for anybody if you know what to do and know how it affects the defense of the spot you're in.